Hello everyone and welcome to the Tuesday Checklist on a Wednesday, the show where we talk about personal gaming experiences and confess our sins before a live studio audience. Or as close to a live studio audience we can get when it's just the rest of the team sitting on little wooden chairs at least. But the sins are the real deal, as you'll see when we start revealing our most guilty moments in video games. Rob is up first.
A time where I felt very guilty, the most guilty I've ever felt while playing a game. It was hard for me to think of this because I've done many bad things.
I have no heart.
In video
I
games.
simply do not feel guilt.
But I very rarely feel
soulless.
guilty about them. I feel proud, in fact.
Oh my god.
Very proud of the bad things. But and then I remembered that I feel a lot worse when bad things happen to animals in games than when bad things happen to people in games.
What are you like smirking?
And recently, I've been playing lots of Horizon Forbidden West.
And bad things have been happening to animals.
And many bad things have been happening to the cute animals of Horizon Forbidden West. And normally I wouldn't care, you know, it's just video game, just collections of polygons,
pixels,
really.
yeah.
I need my bags. I need to carry more of everything.
More arrows
More
to
arrows,
kill
everything,
more
yeah.
lovely little squirrels.
But my daughter's been watching me playing
Oh,
Horizon Forbidden
no.
West. She's 6. She likes just watching the game. You know, it's a very beautiful game, and she enjoys watching the pretty pictures. She especially enjoys it when all the cute animals come on the screen. She's like, oh, look at that rabbit. Is that a red fox, Daddy? Can you take a picture of the red fox? Yes. And then immediately afterwards, it's, you know, it's a habit now, just concentration. I try and do it when she's not looking.
Go get a glass of water.
But she's too smart. She's like, Daddy, why did you hurt that red fox? Why did you hurt that rabbit? Because I just need the potion
I need their
pouches.
skin.
I need their skin.
Their bones.
I need their skin to make bigger bags. And it doesn't really make me feel that guilty killing animals in the game. I've skinned a bunch of stuff in Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not real. I know it's not real. I'm able to distinguish between video games and reality.
That's good to know.
Unlike some people.
God.
Thanks for confirming.
But it did make me feel a bit guilty when my daughter was there. I could just not shoot the rabbit while my daughter's watching. But then rabbits are like, you don't come across them all the time. And it was there. It's like, if I don't kill this one, and what if I don't see another rabbit for ages? I need a rabbit pelt. So
I assume.
so I had to wait.
Need one in advance.
I tried my best. It's like, go and tidy that up. Have you brushed your teeth? Go and brush your teeth. No, she's transfixed by the game. And so she sees me arrowing innocent woodland critters in the face. And it made me feel a bit guilty, yeah. Probably, more than a bit guilty.
I like how you're just there like, what is this feeling? I don't understand.
It's just a reaction. It's just that kind of, I liked the rabbit. I liked the raccoon. I liked the red fox.
I liked the jay.
And,
I liked the pigeon. I liked the crow.
You
I like all
can't
of
talk. You can't talk. As you, everything come across murdered.
The
No.
things you must
Animal
have done
wife.
for that platinum, Ash.
Oh.
The things you must have done.
I've
Yeah.
worn a lot of skin and I felt bad for everyone.
At least I felt guilty about it. So, I'd have a heart in
It
there.
feels like you're
somewhere.
convincing yourself that you felt guilty about
I
it.
did. I felt very guilty.
You say laughing. I did.
But yeah, there's my little story of when I felt guilty. And it took a lot of effort to find that, because, as I say, most of the time, I'll kill anyone in a video game. I don't care. They're not real. It's a game. It's fine.
There's a lot of moments where I feel really guilty because I get really attached to video game characters and creatures and friends and not friends in video games. I just get very, very attached. Even when, for example, I was thinking of having the entry talking about in CTR when we played against the world, Rob, when Nitro Fuel just came out and we're playing Clock Tower, and I threw a potion on someone that was ahead called nitrous oxide. They spun off the edge, and I said, It was a great shot, but I said thank you very much for supporting the show because I felt so guilty that the supporter, this viewer of the show, I just obliterated them. It was fine though.
Thank you for watching.
Bye. You've never felt more guilty than competitive, though, have you, Rosie? It's always.
I'm not competitive.
Yes! 80 Robert S. Pearson, 39-14.
I'm not competitive at all. At least before I worked at Access, I wasn't competitive. Access has changed me. But no, but my actual entry, the guiltiest I've probably ever felt, I feel that it's kind of designed to be in the game in a weird way, but it's in Shadow of the Colossus, and when I defeated specifically, I think it's the 7th Colossus, which is an eel. I love Shadow of the Colossus. I love what it portrays and what you how you reflect on you and your character. Not really Shadow of the Colossus spoilers, but if you haven't played Shadow of the Colossus, I don't blame you if you don't want to listen to this entry from this point onwards. But I'm just, because one of the kind of core things in the game is that, are the Colossus evil? You're coming in wanting to save the life of your partner, but these Colossus, they're just chilling. They're just guarding their territory and just, having a good time. And here you are climbing up them, going up, and then you stab them, and then that's it. All the soul, the black gel comes out, all goes into you. The sad music plays, and you see them just falling to their knees, and the life just goes out of them.
Yeah.
Every Rob is just like, bathe me in the Colossus' soul.
The sniff that came through the mic then, I heard it.
Every time you killed a Colossus, the whole house just went inwards as you inhaled the air.
Their stupid sad eyes.
But they're so sad. Just every Colossus made me feel completely guilty. But for some reason, specifically the eel, I think as soon as I saw the eel, it's around the halfway mark, and I was like, I love these Colossuses, please, no more. I love them all. And then the eel, I just saw it immediately and fell in love with it. I don't know why, I just loved it. I was like, I love this eel. I want to leave it alone, but you can't, if you want to finish the game, you have to actually do the thing. So
You could have just left it, Rosie.
I could have, but
Just
then I
not finish
wouldn't
the
have. But no, because it's Shadow of the Colossus is like gaming history. You got to finish Shadow of the Colossus. Can't just put that aside. It's too good of a game.
I actually haven't finished it because I feel really guilty.
Oh
about
no!
Oh, so you didn't feel guilty enough, Rosie, did you?
Well, I will say I felt so guilty. I actually cried. I cried when I defeated the boss.
Still not
Cried, but
still
kept
not
on killing. Going,
Yeah.
really sorry. Slitting throats. I'm just like, I hope this doesn't hurt too much. Sword in the eye.
I don't know what it was.
Ripping open the eel's gills.
I'm
sorry. You must understand, it's gaming history.
This is all the message in the game. It wants me to feel guilty, I know. But yeah, no, for some reason, when I killed that eel boss and, the sad music plays and the black goo comes out of it, I just sat there and I just shed a couple of tears and I just felt so...
Only a couple.
Right, back to work.
Right, next one. Right, number 8. What time is it?
1, 2. Colossus. 2 cheers for you.
I think I feel quite a lot of guilt, generally, but there were 2 games in particular made by the same team, which I immediately thought of, and I thought since they're made by the same team, I'm going to mention both briefly, and they are Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human.
Oh no.
We'll start with Heavy Rain because it came out first, and Heavy Rain was the first game by Quantic Dream that I played. I thought it was so good, and I didn't stop playing it until I finished it, which is one of the few times I've done that. I don't really tend to play games like that, but I was quite engrossed. Big spoilers for Heavy Rain now. Has everyone played it?
Yes.
Yes. Have you had it?
Ash?
Oh, just this.
I know most of Heavy Rain. It's one of those ones that's on my list.
Okay, well, at the end of the game, I felt quite a lot of guilt that I had been playing as the origami killer all along, and kind of actually liked him. He's kind of, he was like a nice guy.
He was my favourite character.
He does some good. He was probably on your boyfriend's list, I know. He seemed like the type. Yeah, he was.
He was, and then I found out the truth, and I was like, oh
well,
no.
I'll move him down the boyfriend's list. He's not off yet. I shed 2 tears for Scott Shelby.
I can count my love by 2 tears.
I obviously felt quite a lot of guilt for that, but the real moment was when you're playing as Norman Jaden, who's this detective in the game, and you're on the trail of who is the origami killer, and you end up at, I can't remember how you end up at this particular suspect's house, but he turns out to be quite a sort of deranged, fanatical, religious person. It's a very tense meeting where this guy pulls a gun. You're in this enclosed room and there's like crucifixes all over the wall. He's like spouting scripture and he's calling your partner like the Antichrist and stuff. I do think the whole thing with like the spinning controls, like the thoughts of the characters going around, like how are you going to play it, is really, really clever. And this scene, I realised watching it back that the music is incredibly like the scene from Seven, you know, the box scene. What's in the box? It's just like this sort of it just keeps like breathing at you, like you can feel the tension. He pulls a gun on your partner and you can talk him down, and I remember in my game I talked him down, and then your partner goes to like arrest him. He makes a move and it looks like he's going to pull out a gun and a button prompt comes on screen. The reason I feel guilty about this is not that I thought he's getting a gun, I'm going to shoot him. It's that I just saw a button prompt and I just pressed it. It was like R1, I was like R1. Like, I'm a good gamer. Oh, and I pressed it really quick.
Pressing all the buttons.
Yeah. And you shoot this guy, and he turns out he's getting out a cross. He's like an innocent, unwell man who does not deserve to be shot. And I was really, really shocked by that because it was an accident. It felt very like I was like a police academy kid, you know, like this first time on the streets with this gun, and I shot a kid. Like, that's what it felt like. It was like, just went off in my hand. I didn't even think about it. I just did it. So I felt a lot of guilt for that.
The game keeps on reminding you about it as well for a bit, doesn't it? Like, first of all, Norman's like, I shot him, and Blake's like, yep, you sure did. And then they sit in a car, like when they're in the car later on, and then he's just like, hey, you remember when you shot the guy? And it's just like...
So I suggested this title originally because I had a very bad experience.
I forgot about this. I've been looking forward to this all week.
The weekend just gone, which I think is quite similar to Rob's. It kind of rolls off the back of Rob's because I've been playing Horizon Forbidden West and I've just been shooting animals in the face left, right and centre for resources, which I do feel really bad about, but it's like ingrained in my head that animals mean resources. You see a little pig going past, you shoot with an arrow. See the little raccoon, oh so cute, take a picture, dead. Like that's just how that game goes. Like it just turns you into a sicko, that game, which I realised when I started The Evil Within. No animals, thankfully. There's no animals to kill for resources. You just collect them. It's like all like grayscale. So I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? Why is everything so desaturated? I'm walking through mirrors and busting out like head transplant, lobotomy things. It's great fun. But I was having loads and loads of trouble with this level because there's a sadist locked behind a big piece of wood in a barn, and they wield chainsaws and kind of come after you, and the music goes mad and it does not stop being mad until you kill it. No matter where he is on the map, it's like horror stress.
Horror games in a nutshell.
This is where the guilt comes in, right? Because I don't feel guilty about offing zombies, baddies covered in barbed wire with glowing eyes. They aren't human. The sadist, I don't care about him. Big chainsaw man, he can go down. I'm helping my doctor friend and he's just a bit of an arse as well, so I don't really care what happens to him. It's fine. Everything in this game is open for my knives. I'm looking at the sadist wall. I'm like, oh, for God's sake, I don't know what I'm going to do with him. He's there grunting because he's wrapped up until you undo his chain. So he's like behind the wall. I feel like that guy, you know, the Australian guy. Is like, yeah. And they came bounding over. That was me looking at the sadist. He wanted to bound over, but he could not. And I'm looking round, and I see in the barn there's two little piggies. There's two cute little piggies, and they're just chilling. They're eating their hay. I don't know what pigs do, but they're eating some hay. They're literally just there. You can see them like swishing their tails, doing their ears. Like they're just pigs. They're just decorative pigs.
Decorative pigs.
Just decorative pigs in the barn. And I was like, oh my god, resources! Like, because my Horizon brain was like, pig meat. So like I instantly ran over to this pig and was like melee attack, and the melee attack in The Evil Within is the funniest thing you've seen in your life, because this guy just pulls back his hand. Good old Sebastian is like, oh! And like throws his hands forward. He's armed with a knife, and his thing that he does is go, oh! And like throws his arms forward. So I'm there, and he looks like he's absolutely kicking the pork out of this pig, like, because he's just like beating it with his fist. And the pig dies, and I'm there like,
what did I get?
Where's my goodies? I'm like, a pig? And then I look to his other pig friend who's just there eating his hay, and back down to the body, I'm like, nothing's coming. He hasn't dropped anything.
Oh, God.
I've just kicked a pig to death for no reason. It's just a little pig on the screen. And I cut the shame that washed over me for this. My jaw was open, because I was like, it's not a resource pig. It's just a pig.
Not a resource pig.
Decorative pig.
I was like, what have I become? Like, I'm feeling like this monster in this game where I just happily like murdered animals for like hours in Horizon, shooting birds out the sky, making a game of it, and then faced with this pig corpse at the bottom of a barn with a sadist rattling against the wall and all these zombies going in the background. I was like, no. The one pure good thing in this world, the one thing that wasn't there to hurt me, a nice alive pig that was just living its life, that wasn't an evil twisted being, and I kicked it to death with my flailing limbs at it. It was horrible. It was a real moment of realization. But yeah, it doesn't sound that dramatic, but it really was. It really was.
I really love the idea of this horrible, evil sadist like rattling and trying to break free, and then seeing you destroy an innocent pig and just being like, ooh, actually, oh, sorry.
Leave them alone.
Just goes quiet, just sort of hopes you don't see.
Stops rattling his chains for a second. Moment of silence for the pig. It was horrible.
In Detroit Become Human, obviously these are games, if you don't know, with many stories, many twisting paths, and in my particular story, I grew to really like the relationship between Connor and Hank, and I made them, I thought, very good friends. Connor is the android, Hank is he's like a sort of grumpy old detective who at the start of the game I think is quite kind of anti-androids, and he gets partnered with Connor and obviously doesn't really like him, and then I spent my game making them friends and making him overcome his prejudice. And in my story they ended up at the Cyberlife Tower, and Connor he's basically trying to upload something to all these androids to change the world for the better, and an identical Connor has been sent to prevent this from happening. So Hank is there with Connor and Bad Connor, and they're identical because they're androids. They get into a tussle, and then it's the classic, they're stood next to each other. Oh yeah, a tussle. and they're like, Hank, I'm the real Connor. I'm your friend Connor. And then Connor's like, no, obviously Hank, I'm the real Connor. And you know, oh god. Bad Connor has like stolen all of good Connor's memory, so he knows all the information. So they decide like, well, let's do a quiz to decide which one of you is the real Connor. He's like, ask me questions that only I would know. And this is why I feel guilty, is because the last question that I got asked is from Hank was, what's my son's name? And I didn't know, and I knew I didn't know, and I thought
But he knew his dog's name is Sumo.
Yeah, I did know that his dog's name was Sumo. I really felt like I worked on their relationship. I did all the conversations I could. I read everything I could about Hank. I really cared about their relationship. I felt really proud that I knew his dog's name was Sumo. I was like, yes, I've been listening. I've been listening to my friend.
I take care of Sumo.
And it was great. I think I went with Gabriel. I can't remember all the options, but I think it was Gabriel. And it's really funny because they obviously, the game knows it's wrong. Connor has recorded it. The VO goes, Gabriel? And he just goes,
Oh no.
and then the bad Connor goes, you made the wrong choice. And it's like game over. It's like you've killed your friend. The good work he was trying to do isn't going to happen. Bad Connor has succeeded, and it's just like, I just felt awful. And I don't tend to replay these games. I really like having my story and then not seeing the other kind of ways, even though I think that must be quite fun. So that's it. Like my story, all of these hours of playing with these characters and building this relationship ended in me forgetting my friend's son's name and being shot to death by them. It's my fault.
Did you forget, or was it just something that you'd not, a piece of
I
information
think
you hadn't come
think
across?
it's a piece of information I had come across, but I couldn't remember.
I knew it, Dave.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I didn't get shot.
No tears were shed.
Oh, fantastic.
We all
Well,
got the bad Connor.
Yeah,
you
no-
were too busy caving in Colossus' head. So just going, sorry, I need the trophies.
Dave, stop it!
My version of the ending of this wasn't Hank shooting Connor out of being unsure and forgetting his name, though. I tried to do a jazzy move where you jump out the way, and because I tried to do the jazzy move, Connor shot Hank with my gun. I was like, oh,
Wait,
sorry.
I think Connor shot Hank for me too.
Yeah.
I felt really sad. There we go. Because I wanted Hank to live most out of all of them, and then Connor shot Hank for some reason.
He's not on the list as well, is he, Rosie?
No, he was my. He's not on the list. He's not on the list.
Hank
sure?
is a video game boyfriend.
Yeah, come on, he's quite
No,
Scott Shelby.
Not everyone who I love in video games is on the video game boyfriend list, guys.
Right, okay, just the coveted few, like the murderer from Heavy Rain. Okay, cool.
Not even a trophy that pokes fun at you for being
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh, if I'd have got a trophy being like, you know, whoa, where's
This
the
is just
bacon?
a decorative pig.
Like, smell the bacon, Ash! You killed the pig. I'd be like, haha, and then killed the other one. But that time, like, awful. Genuinely, it was a what have I become moment.
Did you let the other one live?
Yeah, absolutely. With the corpse of the other one laying next to it, I was like, ooh, I'm leaving. Just run back outside to like my twisted friends, being like, all right, don't go in there, guys.
Misunderstanding. I thought he was a resource pig.
I'm so sorry, Pig. Please take some comfort in the fact I didn't set you on fire with a match. Anyway, what's the most guilty you have ever felt in a video game? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more PlayStation goodness, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.